You asked me about Christmas in Quin when I was young. Excuse me. There were two types of Christmas. The Christmas up until I was in fourth class, which really was a very busy village business-wise, and children look forward to Christmas. But when I was in fourth class, Frank Gordon came to the school, and it changed our world completely. We had carol singers. We had Muintir also contributed. I can't say if that started at the same time, but it also contributed very much to our Christmases. We went carol singing to the various villages. We all congregated outside our shop, Corbett's shop, and volunteers brought us to the various villages, and the drivers in the cars collected money, and it was just magical. We came back then to the village, and we were still at school every day, which was a major plus, because we had a party in the school. And for the first time, a lot of children would have got presents. We had double centres, sweets, which were the very expensive ones at the time. We had a present for every child. We had singing competitions and singing. It was just wonderful. And then we had Santa in the village, and Santa came to the village. We only ever had seen him in storybooks or in a Christmas card. And here he was in our village. And we had a Christmas tree. And we sang in the choir. We had midnight mass. Prior to that, you went to mass for 3 hours on a Christmas morning. But we were allowed to go to midnight mass. And that in itself was marvellous. And of course, we had Santa in our own homes. And for the first time, a lot of children, Santa was able to find the location where they were, because it was quite difficult. And so Frank would have written to Santa, telling him where all those people lived, or in actual fact, explaining the location. In school, we would be discussing the names of areas and where people lived. And so Frank was able to hand that on to Santa. And then he found places that he hadn't found before. And everybody was just so excited. We talked about our Christmas for the half of the next year, and then started talking about what next year would be like then. Now for us, Corbett and a few people around, we went on what was called the Wren. It was after the bird called the wren. The wren, the king of all birds. And we we dressed up, and we went from house to house collecting with eye fiddles on our face, but everybody knew us by our voice. And they'd bring us in for tea and cake, and of course give us money. And that actually then, we spent the rest of the time reminiscing about what had happened. Now at that stage, it was after then that we ourselves in Corbett's got a Christmas tree. I'd say many years later. Television came later than that. But Muintir and Frank Gordon was, to my mind, was the biggest change that had come to Quin at Christmas. Now I'm wishing you all a very happy Christmas, and hope Santa comes to all of you.